Hey everybody, Alan Weber here from the Mayor's Office on Tuesday. Hope you are safe. I hope you're watching this at home. I hope you are practicing social distancing, hand washing, and being very careful. I can't tell you how concerned I am about where we are as a city and as a state when it comes to responding to the coronavirus. I saw some data that has me very, very worried that we're not taking this seriously enough. According to some research that I've seen, 14% of people in the whole country have still not changed their behavior at all in the face of all of the news and the concern, the orders from the governor to stay at home. That's bad news. Right now, we are seeing in all of New Mexico, the latest update was 281 cases of coronavirus with 4 tragic deaths. And here in Santa Fe, 38 people testing positive. But we know we're still early in the curve. And we know that there's no reason to believe that we are somehow immune from the coronavirus spreading. So please stay at home. Please wash your hands. Please take this very seriously. You know the old Smokey the Bear saying, only you can prevent forest fires? Well, this is a raging forest fire, and only you can prevent the spread of coronavirus. If you're worried about your family, if you're worried about your grandparents, if you're worried about aunts and uncles, if you're worried about your grandchildren, your friends, your neighbors, stay at home, take it seriously. Don't think that we somehow are not only the city different, we're also the city immune. It just isn't true. Some statistics that are forecast right now. I looked up on the web what a University of Washington computer simulation says about New Mexico. It forecasts that at the peak of the disease, we will need 1,500 hospital beds. We will be short 122 ICU beds, and by August 4th, we will have suffered 529 deaths. Now that's a computer model, and forecasts are not destiny. We have the power to change that curve. We have the power in our own hands, each one of us, to flatten the curve by staying at home, by doing the right thing, by taking this seriously, by recognizing that none of us is immune, and our city, as wonderful, as amazing, as beautiful, as historic as it is, has survived many things. We want to survive this as well and as safely as possible. So stay home. Don't think that you're stuck at home. Think that you're safe at home. That's what we need to be doing, is taking our lives and our friends and families' lives into our own hands and washing our hands. We need to be careful. We need to be very careful about how we pass any kind of contact into the community. It is amazing to see how we pull together when we do it. Our economic development team has launched a new website, alltogethersantafe.org, with amazing resources, a complete set of resources around small business loans and opportunities to discover what the city and other agencies are doing for our mom and pop companies, our small businesses, our workers who are looking for help. It's all on that website. It's also on the city's website. So if you're looking for resources, updated information, we're putting it out constantly. In this environment, I would say there's nothing more important than good, trustworthy information. So turn to the city website, turn to the alltogethersantafe.org website. You can look up the latest update from the Department of Health on the cv.nm health website as well, and see what the state is saying. This is a time when we all need to be informed, and we all need to take very serious steps to control the spread of the coronavirus. A couple of updates. I talked yesterday about standing up the dorms at the Midtown site. This is a very important step toward controlling the outbreak of the coronavirus through our residents who are experiencing homelessness. As of today, the residents of St. E's, all but 2 of them, are in a hotel. Their meals are being cooked off-site and delivered to them. They're confined in their rooms to keep them safe, to keep them from contracting the disease, and then to keep them from spreading the disease if any single one of them comes down with a positive test. The same is going on at Midtown. It's a remarkable partnership between the city, healthcare professionals. Last night there was an emergency room doc and an EMT on duty to make sure that the people we're housing there are looked after, they're safe, they're secure, their health is being looked after, our community health is being looked after. A huge round of applause, please, to our city directors in community services, public works, land use, transportation, the work of our Parks and Rec department, volunteers from these departments stepping up as city employees to take care of a very vulnerable population who are not only themselves at risk, but could put others at risk if we aren't attentive. It's a huge chance for us to get some things right. We're seeing the IT department step up in modernizing city government. This crisis is requiring us to innovate and be more nimble and more agile in the way we do business. The land use department is not closed. It's still issuing permits. You have to do it with a phone call. You have to do it with the web. You can't do face-to-face without an appointment. But we haven't shut down land use because it's still the case that under the governor's order, construction is still an essential part of doing business. So we are continuing to get business done in the city of Santa Fe, but it's not business as usual. It's business under very trying circumstances. It's business trying to make sure that we stay healthy while we get things done. One of the interesting things we were always interested in as a community was potholes. Potholes don't seem to be quite so important today, but I did ask our public works team where things stood. As of March 25th, they had filled 515 potholes in the month of March. Now, that's a great performance. They're doing it safely. They're taking care of the streets. Now we all have to take care of each other and stay home and be very attentive to the coronavirus as a threat to all of us. There was a finance committee meeting last night, continuing to move forward the business of the city. And one of the things that Councilor Abeyta and the members of the finance committee were asked to do was to begin a process of creating policies for what happens as we see this coronavirus health crisis turn into a ripple effect through the city's revenues. We're going to have to make some serious changes to the services we provide, to the level of services we provide, and we'll be guided by the policy oversight of the Finance Committee as Councilor Abeyta and the members of that committee begin the work of analyzing where we spend our money, how much money we're going to have going forward, and what we're going to need to do to adapt to new and different unfamiliar circumstances. Something we can all do while you're at home safe is to fill out the census. My Census 2020 is the website. If you go there, you can fill it out very quickly. I did it for our family. It took about 10 minutes. We need everybody in Santa Fe to fill out the census. They've extended the period of time to fill it out so that we have a longer path to getting everybody counted. But going forward, making sure that everybody is counted, it makes a big difference to the revenues we get from the federal government. It makes a big difference to the representation we have in the Congress. So please, if you're at home, if you're working from home, if you have an opportunity to sit down and go to My Census 2020, That's a place where you can make your voice heard, and you can actually bring more money from Washington, D.C. to Santa Fe just by taking 10 minutes to fill out that census. I've gotten some questions over the internet coming into the mayor's office, and I'd like to try to answer a couple of them right now. One question was more a statement that I completely agree with, and that is the importance of mental health in these very stressful and strenuous times. We're all dealing with unfamiliar territory. Many people are doing the right thing and staying at home, but in so doing, there is a rising level of tension that can really lead to unfortunate consequences. The most important thing to do is not only to stay physically healthy and not come down with the coronavirus, but to remember mental health as well. There are ways to relieve that stress. On a beautiful day like today, our trails are open for a hike. Our parks are open for a walk. There are ways to get out and stay safe as long as you don't get together with more than 5 people. Practice social distancing, but stay mentally healthy. Reach out to somebody who you love, who you haven't talked to for a while. Get them on the phone or send them a text or an email. Use the technology to maintain that sense of closeness, of caring, of concern and compassion that we all feel. If you can't hug them physically, hug them virtually and send them a beautiful message about how much you care. Find reasons to laugh and smile, even in tough times. We're going to be doing this for the next little while. It's not going to be over soon. We could be in this situation for a month or more. We have to take the long view of how we're all going to come through this healthy and better off for having taken care of each other. So remember to smile. Remember to take care of yourself. Remember to do the small things that give you a sense of well-being, whether it's an extra hand washing or a nice hot shower, a bath that you can sit in and think about the world. Give yourself some care, because this is going to be a condition that we're in for a while, and we need to be smart about it, sane about it, and thoughtful about it. Mental health and physical health go together. Another question came in about golf courses. And as you know, the governor has closed golf courses across the state. And we have to recognize that the best part about playing golf, I say this as a very bad golfer, isn't the golf game, it's the social interaction. And that's probably why the governor deemed it necessary to say golf courses are closed. But remember the fundamental truth of where we are. This is a public health emergency. And if you aren't making some kind of a sacrifice to business as usual, you really haven't come to terms with the severity of our situation. We're all going to have to give some things up that we loved to do in previous times, when we could go to the movies, we could go out to dinner, we could have a golf game. We're going to have to wait until we get through this public health emergency, and then we can reemerge to those good times. But right now, golf is off limits. So take a walk instead. If it makes you happy, carry your golf bag on your back while you go into a park and just walk around the park with your golf bag and imagine you're on the golf course. But we really have to recognize that the reason these steps are being taken, the reason that businesses are closed, if they're non-essential, is because we are in the middle of a public health emergency. And if we don't change the things we take for granted, 529 New Mexicans could die by August 4th. I'm monitoring what other mayors are saying and what they're doing in cities like New York, New Orleans, Seattle. The situation is dire, and we don't want to be in that situation. We want to avoid that situation. So stay at home, stay safe, take it seriously. I was talking on the phone with Councilor Rivera yesterday. He told me that when he was out for a walk, he saw 10 kids playing a game of pickup basketball, 5-on-5, I'm sorry, that's just wrong. That tells me that we haven't gotten the message out yet. This is a matter of life and death, and nobody's immune. Healthy young kids playing pickup basketball in ordinary times is great. Healthy young kids playing pickup basketball in the middle of a public health emergency tells me we haven't told them the truth. It's not safe. They could get sick too. There is no immunity card for Santa Fe. So please talk to your kids, talk to your family, take it seriously. There are steps we are going to have to take going forward that will make it clear that this public health emergency is far from over. In fact, we're still in the early days. So batten down the hatches, stay home, wash your hands, use sanitizer, keep 6 feet of distance. Don't take anything for granted. Don't pretend that we are different just because we are New Mexico and Santa Fe. This is a very serious time, and I don't want to see anybody in our city come down with the coronavirus if we can prevent it. That's my update for today. I'll have more tomorrow. If you have questions you'd like me to address, please do send me an email, mayor@santafenm.gov. I continue to be on the radio as much as possible. We continue to put out social media feeds on things the city is doing to step up during this public health emergency. If you're interested in particular questions, the city's website is a source of information, and now the alltogethersantafe.org website has information about small businesses, the economy, employees, things we're doing from the economic development side to try to take care of our community, keep people safe, and at the same time, keep our city moving forward. I appreciate everything that you're doing to stay safe and stay healthy. Keep your family healthy. Keep folks inside. Keep them from straying out into gatherings. If you've got a school-age kid, tune into the public schools' new distance learning program. We support it fully. They can do lessons. They can use our library resources from home, and to continue to stay engaged, entertained, and educated during this extraordinary time of a public health emergency. I will be back tomorrow with some more updates. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay at home, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of each other. Send out a message to somebody you love, you miss, you can't see in person. Remind them that you care about them and you want them to stay safe as well. Take care, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.